Hello, it's the Divorce Financial Planner, Kerry Griffiths. A short video today. What I wanted to do was remove some of the unknown, because we talk a lot about how when you have knowledge, it's power, it's empowerment, it gives you a sense of control. So I want to talk about what actually happens when you have a meeting with me. So you've got that information to understand that process, and just feel more in control and more understanding of what happens when you meet with a financial planner. So typically what would happen is there would be an initial call where we would talk about your divorce story, talk about what problems you're currently experiencing with money and the outcomes that you're looking to achieve. And we would decide whether or not it would be mutually beneficial to work together. Because I don't work with everyone. It's really important that the clients that I work with are ones who have a similar mindset, and ones who are wanting to go on that journey. And I have this real obligation to all of my clients to only take on new clients who kind of fit that, because we will work together for life. So yeah, we'd have this initial call and we decide whether or not that works, and then we would set up a discovery meeting, and that's over Zoom at the moment, and can continue to be, I suppose, post-COVID. And in that discovery meeting, there's four main areas that we talk about. We talk about your home, your career, your lifestyle and your family. And what we're exploring is where you are now, how you've got there, and where you want to be. And that will help me really understand your priorities. And it actually helps you get that picture and start to visualize yourself what they are. So they're kind of the main focus, and that's the understanding that I'm trying to gain. We then, in that meeting potentially, or maybe in a later meeting, we'll move on to talk about the hard facts. So that real understanding of what you've got in place, and, you know, kind of where the money is currently. So we'll talk about your bank accounts, we'll talk about any pensions you might have, we'll talk about your home, all those kind of hard fact side of things, your earnings, your outgoings. And it might be that you don't have all the answers in that meeting, but we'll start to ask the questions so that we can start to explore what we need to find out. So after that meeting, what I would typically do then is go away and I would have a real think about where you are, and the things that you've told me, where you want to get to. I potentially need to speak to and contact some of your providers to understand a little bit more about what you've got. So I might contact pension providers, I might contact your mortgage provider, depending on your scenario. And then what we do after that is arrange another meeting where I take the information that I've given you, I use some software to start to visualize what outcomes could happen, and we put into that software your current finances and what they could be post-divorce based on various scenarios that you give me from your solicitor. And then we have another meeting where we kind of talk through those scenarios, and I use some software that helps you see visually where you could be. And we start to look at what your retirement income looks like in various scenarios, what your post-divorce income looks like in various different scenarios, what your outgoings look like if you were to stay in the home or sell the home, etc. So that meeting is the one where we start to explore options. Now, it could be that there's quite a break between that meeting and the next meeting, because the next meeting that we would have would be the one where we know what action is needed to be taken to get to the solutions that you want. And that's the meeting where there would be financial advice given, and we would talk about what products would be right to get you the outcome that you're after. And that normally happens once you've actually had your financial settlement agreed, and the money is available, or the pension becomes available to you. So it can be quite a journey. And actually the journey doesn't end there. What will happen after that is that we would have an ongoing relationship. So this bit I talked about in terms of having an obligation to my existing clients is really key, because the women I work with for life. So it could be actually that after that meeting where I've given you the advice about the solutions, that we continue to meet on a regular basis. I would meet my clients at least once a year, but depending on your scenario, it could be more frequent. If there's changes going on that continue to need support and advice, then we continue to do that. Or it could be actually that we meet once a year, and then might be that in a few years' time things have changed, children have moved out of home, and we do another reassessment and we kind of put you back on track. So each time we meet, it's just a kind of about just edging closer to your goals and what you want to achieve, making sure where you are is aligned with that. So a really quick summary of what I do, and I will over future videos just go into each one of those meetings in a little bit more depth so you get that understanding, because once you know what's going to happen, it becomes less scary, less overwhelming, and something you're more able to engage with. So have a great Sunday, guys, and speak soon.